What's better than waking up to RM's Weverse message that he wrote on Weverse community to celebrate the 12th birthday of BTS. So in this video, we're gonna read his message originally written in Korean, and then I'll translate it for you. And then I will talk about a few things that he mentioned in his writing. And then at the very end, I will also talk about the writing, his letter, in relation to the Weverse streaming that he delivered a couple days ago. And then at the very end, I will once again briefly talk about his Weverse post that he wrote a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, June 15th. Okay? So let's start here. Namjoon. And the reason why I read the original letter in Korean is because I just simply like the sound of letter written in Korean, especially when it's written by Namjoon. Okay? I like the sound of it, the poetic sound of Korean letter. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 생일 축하합니다. 방탄소년단 기어코 613이 또 왔군요. 다시 6월 13일이라니 작년에 613은 정말 쉽지 않았는데 정말 250613이 온 거죠. 진짜 제가 여러분보다 더 기다렸습니다. 기다리고 기다렸습니다. 진짜로. 12주년, 야 12살. 제 멀티버스의 조카 같달까요? 무럭무럭 잘 커서 다행이다. 부모님 말씀 잘 들어라. 아니 조금만 들어라. 뭐 부쩍 이런 헛소리들이 떠오르는군요. 동생도 오늘이 생일이어서 가족과 시간을 보내다 씻기 전에 꾹꾹 연필심을 부러뜨리며 이 이상한 글을 적고 있습니다. 정말이지 오늘이 올 줄은 몰랐습니다. 유유. 돌이켜보면요. 항상 아득했어요. 매 앨범, 매 프로젝트, 매 컴백. 어떻게 감히 창작이란 것을 행하고 자신있게 명함을 내밀었던 걸까요? 이런 게 사랑이라며, 이런 게 우리라면서 1년 반 동안 쉬니까 도무지 기억이 안 나요. 지금도 여전히 길은 안 보입니다. 매번 찾으려 부단히 애써볼 뿐. 정확한 사랑의 실험이라는 책을 좋아합니다. 정확하게 사랑받고 정확하게 사랑하는 것. 불가능해 보이는 그 일을 늘 해내보고 싶었어요. 제 사랑이 비록 얼마나 정확하게 가닿는지는 역설적으로 제가 가장 모르지만요. 여러분의 사랑도 정확하게 받아보려고 늘 해석하고 맞춰보며 살았던 것 같아요. 다시 한번 어딘지 모르지만 가보려 해요. 얼마나 많은 어디에 어떤 분들이 지금 곁에 계신지 저는 아직도 잘 모르지만 그냥 함께 낭만 있게 걸어가 보고 싶다고요. 추억을 많이 만들자고요. 같이 가주실? 한 번 더 청해봅니다. 피로의 낮, 불면의 밤, 이해할 수 없는 사람들, 꼬리를 무는 생각들, 그 모든 풀숲을 헤치고 다시 내일로 허클베리 핀처럼 모험해 보려고 합니다. 매번 아득했던 갈림길 앞, 덕분에 버티고 덕분에 부득부득 걸어왔습니다. 감사하고 감사해요. 짧게 쓰려고 하면 늘 말이 길어져요. 아직 간결해지기엔 너무 젊고 철없나 봐요. 말이 많아지는 것은 서툰 사랑의 증거이기도 하니 귀엽게 봐주시와요. 저희 진짜 한 번 더 잘해볼게요. 기회를 주셔서 고마워요. 또 사랑해요. 좋은 날이에요. 잘 자요. 자유인 남준이가. Free man Namjoon. Alright, so let's do a English translation. That was super touching. Hello everyone. Happy birthday. 방탄소년단, that is BTS. 613 has come around once again. Can't believe it's June 13th again. Last year's 613, that was really tough. But here we are. 2025, June 13th has finally arrived. Honestly, I think I was waiting for it even more than you were. I waited and waited and waited. I really did. 12th anniversary. Wow, 12 years old. Feels like a nephew in my multiverse in a way. I'm just glad it's grown up so well. Listen to your parents. Well, maybe only a little. So here he's addressing that 12 years old nephew in his multiverse, that is BTS. My younger sibling's birthday is also today. So I was spending time with family. And now I'm scribbling down this weird little note while breaking pencil tips before I shower. Honestly, I didn't think this day would really come. You. He didn't really mention the gender, but we know that he has a younger sister because he posted a photo on his Instagram like a few years ago. Looking back, it's always felt distant, almost surreal. Every album, every project, every comeback. How did I ever dare to create, to put myself out there with confidence? We used to say, this is love. This is who we are. But after taking a year and a half off, I honestly can't remember what that felt like. Even now, I still can't see the path clearly. All I can do is keep trying, over and over, to find it again. I really like a book called An Exact Experiment in Love. The idea of loving precisely and being loved precisely, something that seems impossible. I've always wanted to try and make it real. Ironically, I'm probably the one who least understands how accurately my love ever reaches anyone. But I've always tried to receive your love as precisely as I could, always interpreting, adjusting, trying to understand. Once again, I'm setting out, though I don't quite know where I'm going. I still don't really know how many of you, from where, and what walks of life are walking alongside me now. But I like to walk together with a sense of romance, 낭만. Let's make more memories. Will you come with me? I'm asking one more time. Through weary days and sleepless nights, through people I couldn't understand, and thoughts that chased each other endlessly, I'm ready to cut through the tall grass and step into tomorrow again, like Huck Finn on a new adventure, Huckleberry Finn. Every crossroads that once felt overwhelming, thanks to you, I held on. Thanks to you, I kept going, even if I stumbled. Thank you, truly, thank you. I always mean to write briefly, but my words end up long. I guess I'm still too young and clueless to be concise. And maybe rambling like this is just another sign of clumsy love. So please see it as endearing. We will really try to do well one more time. Thank you for giving us the chance. I love you again. It's a good day. Sleep well. From Namjoon, a free man. And he also posted his photo on Instagram. Not Instagram, but on Weverse. He did post his photo on Instagram story and said 사회가 최고, meaning literally translated as the society is the best, but we've talked about how society in this case refers to being a civilian, right? So being a civilian is the best. Yeah, so let's talk about it. What did you think about this post? I thought it was super heartwarming. Kind of a little bit of, that, I don't know. I've talked about how my heart was kind of broken watching the Weverse streaming live a couple days ago, right? And this post was also deeply personal. And when we read it in the context of what RM shared during his Weverse live on the night of his discharge, it feels like a continuation of that same emotional honesty, just shaped through a more poetic lens through writing. So, as we have said, RM's Discharge Live was quite raw, openly unsure, reflective, and quietly emotional. He admitted how hard it had been to reconnect with creativity during his service. And he hadn't written songs, and he struggled with negative thoughts, and he worried about how disconnected he had become from the world and from himself as an artist. And this post carries that same thread, the lines when he said, 항상 아득했어요. 매 앨범, 매 프로젝트, 매 컴백 어떻게 감히 창작이란 것을 행하고 how did I ever dare to create? And that isn't rhetorical, that question. It echoes his confession that after a year and a half away, even the concept of being an artist feels unfamiliar. And it's not just about missing inspiration. It's about feeling sort of unworthy of the identity he used to wear with pride. And this is something that Jimin and Jungkook briefly mentioned during their Weverse Live, when Jimin said that nowadays he wonders how, first of all, he said he admires artists and celebrities nowadays and wonder how do they perform like that. And he specifically mentioned that nowadays he watches the past performances of Jungkook and ask himself how did he ever do that? Like how did he kill it like that? And Jungkook himself wonders about that, and that sort of questioning is something that I'm assuming that BTS members are going through after being away from being an artist for a year and a half. And RM describes the anniversary as something he longed for more than anyone else. That longing is for a sense of belonging, of purpose, of self. It's not just for a date on the calendar. And his repeated use of the word 기다리다, waiting, he used it 3 times, right? And it reflects both this personal yearning and how far removed he felt from BTS world during enlistment, BTS and ARMY's world. And even though he's the leader of BTS, even though his name is RM, he still wasn't sure he belonged when he came back. It kind of feels like from this letter. And when he talks about the book, An Exact Experiment in Love, by the way, it looks like this. I haven't read it. Maybe I should, now that we know that it's one of the books that he loves, he likes. It's a collection of film essays by Korean literary critic Shin Hyung-chul. It's originally serialized in Cine 21, like a series from 2012 to 2014. And the book explores themes of love, desire, ethics, and growth through 22 film reviews and 5 additional essays. I've done my research. And rather than simply reviewing films, Shin Hyung-chul, the author of this book, dissects human emotions and relationships with a sharp, thoughtful lens, asking what makes a story good and how films reflect deeper truths about life and morality. And Shin Hyung-chul's writing is known for its clarity, emotional depth, and philosophical insights, appealing to readers interested in the intersection of cinema, literature, and human psychology. And I read about this book. I felt like, it sounds like, the sort of books that RM would love. So, yeah. And so when he talks about that book, it's not trying to sound, lofty. He's exposing his insecurities, rather. He doesn't know how well he's ever loved ARMY or whether his love ever landed properly, it sounded like. And based on what he says, he's always been someone who overthinks, who second guesses and overanalyzes. And now, after military life stripped him down to something basic and raw, he's tentatively reaching out again, asking, not assuming though, if we will still walk with him, if ARMY will still walk with him. And he says, let's make more memories. Will you come with me? 같이 가주실 추억을 많이 만들자고요. And yeah, it's a very soft, vulnerable, question, re-entry. And when he compares himself to Huck Finn, cutting through tall grass, seeking adventure, he's essentially saying, I don't know where this goes, but I need to move forward, that we need to move forward, and we want to do it with you. So that gesture, it's kind of cautious yet deeply human. So I really loved it. And at the end, when he says, I guess I'm still too young and clueless to be concise, and maybe rambling like this is just another sign of clumsy love, so please see it as endearing. Like these lines are him saying, I'm still figuring this out. I might not have it together yet, but my heart's in the right place. And, he's speaking the way someone writes in their diary, knowing that they'll be read by someone they care about. So, yeah, this letter is not a message from a global superstar. Rather, it's from Namjoon, a free man, 자유인 남준이가. And that freedom, as he's learning in real time, comes with both fear and grace, based on what he wrote and what he said during the Weverse live streaming. So yeah, it's really touching. And last but not least, let's wrap up with reading segments from his Weverse letter that he wrote a year ago, when he said, it's been a while. We had our 11th anniversary not long ago, but I didn't even manage to post a short message, blaming it on being too busy, I guess. Ha ha ha. About a month ago, Come Back to Me came out, and then RPWP 3 weeks ago. I had originally planned to enlist with Hosok, J-Hope, last April, but after delaying, I ended up joining together with the younger members. I think I spent most of 2023 just working and drinking. I do feel a bit envious of my friend's sergeant badge, but no regrets. Hehe. This is actually the first project where I haven't been able to personally talk about how I've been feeling. There's a lot I want to say, but I wrote it all into the album. It's a work where I just try to be brutally honest with myself. I hope you'll keep listening to it for a long time. Just 3 days ago, Jin Hyung was finally discharged. I brought my sax to play for fun, but honestly, I was overwhelmed with emotions. Going in first must have been so lonely and hard for him. I wonder how he really felt. 18 months feels the same for everyone in here. I guess we're now living through the past that Jin Hyung already went through. And reading this again reminded me of this footage. Let's watch it together.
옛날에는 하루하루가 붙어 있는 게 되게 중요했지만 이제는 10년이라는 시간이 지나면서 가족이 항상 붙어 있어야만 가족은 아니잖아요. 그래가지고 마음을 함께 하고 있으면 이제 가족이지 않을까.
That's 2 years ago. We've come a long way, haven't we? Alright, so let's keep going. Coming out after a long time, I can feel it. Time flows differently outside. Even gravity feels different. And I see that life goes on just fine without me. Things are moving along. That left me with a strange emptiness. But more than anything, it felt really good to finally... It felt really good to finally gather with all the members again and have an honest chat over drinks. Even if half the talk was about military life, lol. It had been nearly 10 months, I think. I really missed these guys so much. I used to just randomly call them to ask how they were doing. Jin Hyung always used to say it, how much he missed us. He said we will feel the same way. And now that I've been scattered out somewhere in Gangwon-do too, I get it. I really do. But once we met and started talking again, I realized that there are still things that don't change. That there's a place I'm meant to return to. That I still remember who I was. It was a meaningful time for all of us. I wonder where I'll be wandering next. What kind of faces will we all have by our 12th anniversary next year? I miss you. I draw you in my mind. That's how much I miss you. It's already been 11 years, and now we count the next one. To Jin Hyung and HYBE, who have returned to your arms before us, I'll leave things in your hands. I'll be on my way now, just holding on to the simple fact that so many of you still haven't forgotten us, that you're waiting, that you still love us. That love, so overwhelming. Like always, I'll spend each day thinking of you and the members. I love you. Thank you. Until next summer. Namjoon. Boom. Yeah. The only thing I can say is that we have come a long way. That letter sounded fragile, super fragile. This letter too felt fragile as well, but somehow stronger now that he's out safely in the society. Now that he's physically with the members of BTS and with armies, that he can talk to anytime, whom he can talk to anytime and interact with anytime. So there you go. Happy birthday to BTS. Happy 12th anniversary, being 12 years old. And let's cherish this moment. I'm sure you will do. So feel free to comment, sharing what you thought about Namjoon's letter and how you feel on this historic day. All right, peace and love. D8 till the full reunion. And those of you enjoying the BTS Festa physically, I hope you have a wonderful time. And if you are attending J-Hope's concert, let me know how you enjoyed it. All right? Peace. Let's stay positive, respectful, and classy. Peace and love. Bye-bye.